After a punctured sidewall, losing the trailer bolts, and having to winch our way to the campsite, we thought we'd navigated through the storm and it'd be smooth sailing from here. But as we were about to find out, the adventure had only just begun. We'd spent the evening filling in Asa on the day's events, talking story and warming ourselves by the campfire. We woke up early the next morning, excited at the prospect of exploring some new areas in a place we've been to many times. So we hopped in the rigs and rolled our way east towards the sunrise. All right, well, good morning, everybody. It is day numero dos, and Asa got here last night after all our drama of breaking stuff and popping tires and moving trees. He showed up about 9 o'clock and we made camp, had a good relaxing evening, and now we're going overlanding with no particular destination, just driving around and checking out the trails here. And here we go, down the trail, and we'll see what mischief we can get ourselves into today. So as I mentioned before, this was kind of a mining district, but I didn't have any idea how many mines there actually were here. And driving around, it's like, I don't know, every couple of miles you hit a new mine, and they're all pretty cool. We haven't actually found one that we can climb down into because they're all covered in water from all the snow runoff, but we're hoping to get lucky. Got one behind us that we're gonna check out, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Creepy trash in a dark cave. From the mouth of the mines to the heart of the Cascades, we'd seen wildlife, summer snow, and stumbled into more than our fair share of issues. So we continued down our route, aimlessly searching for the next trail as we wandered our way through the national forest. Well, we came up probably one of the steeper trails I've ever been on. And oh yeah, really no place to turn around.
Looks like it's more designed for like
quads,
four-wheelers and dirt bikes.
And then we came to this guy. I think it looks doable. We'll be tight. I think we'll make it through, especially if I have a spotter. And yeah, I need to hike more. Not shape. Yeah, just cut to your driver. Driver. Okay, straight. You're coming straight. Okay, driver. Driver, you're straight right now. So.
Sorry.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Just come back. And then cut to your driver. Cut this up there. And then now I'm going to have you cut up. You got about this much room on that side. Yeah, I think you're good. Jeez.
Still good?
You're still good. I'm wondering if I'm going to make it through. Nope. Not gonna make it. let's basically the same thing, just ride that backwards. Yeah, it's opening up over here now. Well, looks like this trail got the best of us. Okay, turn. You're so close. I feel like we could slide you by, but I don't want to do it.
I'm getting a new one in a couple months anyway.
Yeah, if you can actually ride up on that log, that'll push you over. Yep. Yep. Okay. So.
Can I go forward onto that one now?
I don't know. You're kind of pinned yourself. I think you just need to keep going back. Yeah, you got plenty of room on that side. So, I said if we ever try to attempt Cascade Mountain Road again, we need a chainsaw because it's a little too tight for us. It doesn't happen often, but today the trail had our number, so we reluctantly bowed out, backed our way down, and headed in no particular direction towards the next obstacle on our journey. Okay, so the lower in elevation we go, the more down trees there are, and it looks like somebody cut most of them out of the way, but there are still some that have fallen recently or are too low for us to get through. So we've hit the biggest patch of trees, so we're gonna try to use the one the one tool we have, the bow saw, to try to get these logs out of the way. So always an adventure. I think I should get through, come over here, turn around, we just winch the whole thing down.
You think you can get through?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if we...
Yeah, if you can, that'll definitely snap it over.
Okay. Well,
do you have a pulley that we can hook up to a tree to pull it over?
Yep.
Sweet.
You want to spot me?
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to get way over your driver onto that, the ditch, up from the ditch, the embankment side. More. Go driver, 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 driver. All right, straighten out. A little more passenger. Okay, stop. Straighten out. Forward. Yeah, keep going forward. A little more passenger. Your box is gonna hit, but I don't know. If you keep coming, it might push it out of the way. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just take it slow.
Keep coming. All right, you're clear. You got a dent in your box, but you're clear. Keep coming. Keep coming. All right, cut it, passenger. Oh, hold up. All right, go forward. All right, you're good. Keep going. All right, you are clear. Let it drive it hard. Or passenger hard, sorry. There's tons of trees down here. I think it's there was a big ice storm back this last winter. I'm assuming it just collected a bunch of ice on these trees and knocked them down. They're everywhere. This is the first one we've encountered, though, that we've actually had to do some work with them. This one's just kind of a little bit of a leaner that we aren't quite able to get through, so we've notched it with a bow saw. So hopefully we can get turned around and then winch it out of the way so that I can get through. The 4Runner is quite a bit taller with the rooftop tent on it, so we'll see what happens. Mental note, don't forget the chainsaw.
Billy goat my way up this mountain to attach the winch line to the top. And then we're gonna try to pull this whole dual tree situation down onto the ground and out of the way. So we'll see.
Well, I was training for something.
Ah, did it. That was, had to have, what, an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Spending, dragging those things out of the way and sawing by hand, but the valuable lesson here is make sure you bring a chainsaw.
I mean, it's possible you pop the bead, I guess. But
Push the bead out.
yeah. You hold those for a second.
Maybe I just pushed the bead out of the way when I was leaning over on the side.
Yeah, because this just happened. This wasn't like that, 10 minutes ago.
Could have been, because I was leaning on that side too.
You were.
So we thought we had another flat tire in the rear passenger, but fortunately it looks like it's holding up. Maybe I just pushed the bead over, but we're gonna air up the tires a little bit because at 10 PSI on these trails with a lot of sticks and stuff, the sidewall is a little more exposed. So air up so it'll give it a little more protection, and hopefully that'll do the trick. No more pop tires, please, because I don't have any more spares. Unfortunately, our optimism wasn't enough to keep the passenger tire inflated. After almost a decade on the trail and thousands of miles under my feet, it seems Murphy's Law had finally caught up to me. This is the first time I'd popped a tire, and I did it twice. The question now, how are we going to MacGyver our way through this predicament to get ourselves home? Alright, so on our way back to camp this evening, we realized that we had another sidewall puncture in the passenger side rear. In all my years of overlanding, I've actually never had a hole in any tires until today, and we did 2 on this trip. So this is the first summer that I've kind of put it through its paces, and we're a little tough on our gear, but I don't feel like we were doing anything that was particularly strenuous. So we're gonna use JB Weld, good old handy JB Weld, and see if we can get this to hold air for a little longer, because when it's on the truck we get about a half an hour before we have to fill it up, and that'd make a long trip home. So mix up some JB Weld and see if that works, and we'll slap it on tomorrow, and hopefully it holds a little more air than it does now. So it'll be interesting.
JB Weld.
Never been in a situation where I've had 2 pop tires and no spare for the second, so we used JB Weld, stuck it in the tire. It's looking okay. Actually, I just saw a bubble pop up, so we'll see. If it does any better than it was before, then we're in good shape, because I think if we can make it an hour before filling up, a few hours back home, I think we'll be good. So keeping our fingers crossed. Never been done before, at least not that I know of, so uncharted territory. I spent the evening poking air bubbles and filling in holes as we theorized how we managed to puncture both passenger side tires. Whatever the case, we'd have to cross our fingers that Ace's inventive idea would hold together long enough to get us back to town. So we drifted to sleep, anxiously hoping tomorrow we'd finally run into Lady Luck. Well, the tire's holding up so far. So as far as I know right now, JB Weld works for a big sidewall gash. So we'll actually have to see how far we make it and if it holds air the whole time, but yeah, that'd be a pretty cool trail fix if it works. But yeah. This was definitely a learning experience for me. Before this weekend, I wondered how necessary it was to carry multiple spares on longer expeditions, but as I stood staring at my second flat, I realized how important it is to anticipate the things that might leave you stranded, no matter how unlikely they might seem. We made the best of what we had, and this time, ingenuity was on our side. Not only did the JB Weld hold up, but it held back 60 pounds of air pressure for the 162 miles back home. This had been one for the books. We had a broken trailer hub, saw 2 bears, had 2 punctured sidewalls, saw too many downed trees to count, and all in 2 days. I think it's safe to say that none of us will be forgetting this experience anytime soon.